Hi everyone, it's Jane. Today is Monday, October 6th. And so this is starting in with week number 2 of October currently inked. And I'm also just back from the Detroit Pen Show. This video is going to come out before my haul of, I hate to call it a haul, but what the things I purchased at the Detroit Pen Show, which all of these I did purchase there. So you'll get to see 7 of them now, and you'll see the rest when I unveil them for that video. I just wanted to use them this week because I'm excited about them. And I'm going to apologize in advance if I'm disorganized at all. It's been a little challenging coming back and getting unpacked and getting caught up on the farm. And today was a decent day out, so I took one of my horses on a trail ride, which would be Marshall, and he was a good boy. So I'm kind of disorganized, and I do apologize for that. But let's get into it right now, and I'll tell you what pens these are. You'll get a writing sample, and then what inks I used in each one of those. I'm also going to be featuring inks from what I purchased at the pen show. And again, I will do an official swatching of them a little later. But for this video, I just kind of wanted to dive in, get this one done, and then I will get more organized for the unveiling, hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and put the tray aside and bring back my notebook, and we'll get to swatch the ink and get the pen out. So hang on a second. Okay, first pen of the week, and this one I will probably go more into a deep dive on this one in my what I purchased at the pen show. But this one's is from the maker Michael's Fat Boy, and this is a machined pen. It's very heavy. The gentleman has a patent pending on, or a patent, I'm sorry, on this pen, the way it's the nib is in it and everything. And I got very lucky. He had some Schmidt nibs that were tuned by JJ Lax, and I got this one happened to have an italic grind on it. He doesn't normally carry these nibs, and so he threw in the nibs since I purchased 2 pens from him. And so he threw these 2 JJ Lax tuned italic nibs in, which I thought was extremely generous of him. But that's kind of what happens when you go to a pen show, is you can get some extras and get to talk to the makers, and that's that to me is the big deal. So this is called, he didn't have a name for this because it's based on the Tesla, and the Tesla has coils around the pen, and this one does not. So he just called it a demo, and it's in the colorway of orange. Oh, hang on, I got to show you one other thing that goes with this pen. So hang on a second. This is the stand that goes with the pen, and it is ball bearings in there, and it spins. And so you put this down and you put your pen, the pen goes in it like that. I think it's pretty cool. Again, a machined piece of, I believe this is aluminum, maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, just a fantastic design, just really cool. So the ink I have in this pen is one of the show inks from last year. It's Motor City Emerald Green by Anderillium. So it's 2024's show ink from Detroit. And I'm going to swatch that with my Dominant Industry ink muddler, and then I'll give you a little writing sample as well. There's a really beautiful color of green. And I'm going to put the lid back on quickly because that's a very full bottle. And even though I have it in my ink, my Pensioneer 3D ink thing, I still could spill it. So here is Michael's Fat Boy. I don't like calling it that because I have another pen I think I call Fat Boy, Demo Orange, but he called it that, so the maker can call it what he wants, right? And this is a JJ Lax tuned italic, and it is a beautiful writing nib. And actually, for as heavy and as thick as this pen is, it feels really nice in my hand. It's got these kind of rubbery grips on it. I really enjoy it. Okay, and this is Anderillium Motor City Emerald. I'm gonna put 2024 over here. So that is the first day. Very, very cool pen. All right, second day. Let me put this ink down and get this one out. This is by Relic pens. Isn't that gorgeous? And this is called Dual Dragon. And the reason it's called Dual Dragon is it comes with 2 sections and 2 nibs. And I have misplaced this section and nib in all of my stuff that I came back from Detroit with. So right now it has the Fude nib on it, which I bought from Relic pens, and this section, but it also comes with a second section, and I think I had a broad nib put on that one. But it's kind of a cool nib. I'm going to write with it more upright so you don't get the full Fude effect until I do the cross strokes with it. But I have in this one the show ink from this year, and it's Motor City Crimson Red from Anderleon. I don't know if they sold out of that ink or not, but I ended up getting a free bottle because I signed up. I bought a weekend pass early, so I feel pretty lucky to get it if it did sell out. And I think the Emerald, they had offered it when I came up to the table, so I grabbed it. I don't know if they sold out of that too. They might have. Oh, I better put the lid back on this ink because it is another full bottle. I just don't trust myself. Would you trust me? Then I didn't think so. Okay, so this one is, I'm going to write up right here. Relic pens. Dual Dragon. And this one has the Fude on it. Oops, that should be a U. So if you write with it at a normal angle, you're going to get a little bit thinner downstrokes, but I mean really broad cross strokes. And you can really go to town on the like kind of a brush lettering, which I won't do right now in here. I'm not practiced at it anyway. Anderleon Motor City Crimson 2025. Love this pen. It feels so nice. Beautiful color too. Okay, day number 3. This pen was at the Pen Realm stable. See, I've got horses on the brain. Pen Realm table, and it is a previously loved pen. This one, and I'm not familiar with this brand, but it just intrigued me. This one is a Good Blue, and it's right here. It says it. Good Blue. And it's got a fine flex steel nib on it, and the material here is Ultim. The model of this pen, let me look here, is R615, and then it said Flame Grill Ultim. I don't know why. Flame Grill, couldn't tell you for that. I have this inked with Robert Oster, Purple Jazz, and I got this ink at the show as well. It's not a show ink, but I bought it at the show. I don't see much. Well, maybe I'll see. Yep, now I see it. When I was writing with the pen, I put this in it, and I just didn't see much purple out of the ink. It's pretty dark for a purple, but I'm seeing it a little bit more as I swatched it on the paper. Hopefully my lighting isn't too off. Okay, so this is the Good Blue. And I'm just going to put a flex. And so you can flex it and get broader downstrokes. Oops, thinner cross strokes. But it is steel, so it's not going to flex as much. Now it's giving me really thick downstrokes too, and I'm railroading a little bit. I don't know. Could be I don't have enough ink in here. But I got to play with this pen more, so don't judge it based on what I'm doing right now. So, okay, what did I say? Robert Oster, Purple Jazz. So more to come on this pen, but right now I like how it feels. It is a metal section, and normally I don't like metal sections, but this one's very comfortable to me, and I need to play with this some more. So I'll report back on that one. So that is day 3. Day 4. Isn't this a gorgeous pen? This is a maker I didn't know about. It's Mondu, M-O-N-D-U. He had a table that had Yovo nib, like the Yovo logo out there, and I thought he was the Yovo dealer. But he actually makes these pens, and he carries Yovo nibs. So this particular pen is called the Pioneer, and it's a black marble pen. But look at that section. And then look at that nib. It's a medium nib, and it's just gorgeous. I love this pen. It's just beautiful. Okay, and I have this one inked up with Robert Oster motor oil. This is I played with these inks a little bit in my hotel room, and this one I kind of enjoyed it. It turned a bunch of different colors of, well, it looked like motor oil. I don't know that it's going to come out of the pen like that too much, but find out. Okay, so this is Mondu. It's a Pioneer black marble, and I tell you what, this nib is so smooth. I believe it is a Yovo nib. It just happens to be, yes it is, but it just happens to be his logo and what he made for this pen. Just really smooth and pretty. Okay, Robert Oster motor oil. And man, the nib keeps up when I write fast, so that's a good thing. Anyway, so that's that one. 3 more. Okay, this is also a Mondu pen, and he didn't have a name for it. He gave this to me free because I bought 2 pens from him, and I'm not featuring that pen in this video. I will get that for next week. But he didn't have a name for it, but I'm calling it a skeleton pen because I've seen that. This is metal on top of the clear section, and it's a hefty pen, but it's a comfortable pen. And I got this one in a broad nib. Also has his logo on there. It's a metal section, but again, very, very comfortable pen. And I put in this one, Robert Oster Fire. Why would you call that fire? I don't know. Maybe it's so hot it turns yellow. I don't know. I loved it. I think the ink is a gorgeous color, but I think I would have called fire, I don't know, something different. Okay, and this is Mondu, and like I said, I'm going to call it skeleton. It may not be that name, but that's what I'm calling it, and it's a broad nib. Again, very smooth nib, just effortless. Puts the ink down. There. I like this ink because you can actually see it. Okay, there's that pen. Okay, and this next pen I'm really, really excited about because it's my first vintage nib. Now, I did buy a pen in Chicago that's vintage, but it needed to be restored, and I'm not going to restore it because it's very delicate. This one is a Parker, and it's very difficult to see here, but it's called a jackknife safety pen. And according to the guy I bought it from, he said that it's an everyday pen. A lady would wear it hanging from her necklace through this little thing here, and maybe they call that a safety in that it's secure and the pen won't fall off your necklace. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly what he told me about it, but this pen's over 100 years old. It was made between 1916 to 1920, sometime in that time frame. It's been completely restored. You can post it. I should show you this. It's got a button filler, which is one of the reasons I purchased it, because I didn't want one of those delicate lifting the lever pen, bladder pen, but you press the button, stick it in the ink, press the button, and it sucks up some ink. And I mean, just fascinating to me that this still works, and it's 100 years old. It is a 14 karat gold nib, and it is a flex nib. I'm just fascinated by it. And anyway, I have this inked with Waterman inspired blue. I already put it over here in the ink holder, so I'll show you the bottle when I put it back down. He told me that he would not put any other ink in this pen beyond Waterman, or, oh, he told me the other inks. I wrote them down somewhere, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But he said he wouldn't put any of the, as he called them, the boutique inks in this pen, so I'm not going to. So this is what the bottle looks like, Waterman Inspired Blue. And I'll go ahead and post it carefully. Okay, so I'm going to call this as a Parker. So even not flexing it at all, it just writes gorgeous. Jackknife Safety. It's 14 karat flex. So I'm just flexing it gently, and you can see it's already putting on thicker lines. But I mean, look at that. 100-year-old pen that writes so smooth and with just the littlest of pressure. Waterman Inspired Blue. Yes, it is narrow, a narrow pen for me, but it's not awful, and I'm just going to have a lot of fun with it. Of course, I'm going to be very, very, very careful with it. But I want to use it because it is usable, and the guy that sold it to me is like, please, please, please use it. It should even last me my lifetime. I'm just shocked by that. Okay, last pen is a Franklin Christoph pen, and I purchased this at a table where a gentleman was selling off estate, like he buys estates, like estate collections. So I'm not sure what model of Franklin Christoph this is. I didn't do any research on it, but he gave me a really good deal on it, and it's got a broad oblique nib on it, and I don't have an oblique, so this will be fun to mess with. And I'll tell you more about that gentleman in my other video where I go over what I purchased, because he was really an interesting guy. I have it inked with Diamine Cool Green. Oh, that was the other ink that the vintage pen guy said would be okay to put in the pen as long as it wasn't a shimmer. He said Diamine is safe. And I'm sure there's other inks that are safe too, but those were just the two I remembered, Waterman and Diamine, that he said. Put that lid back on. Sorry this is going on and on. Like I said, I'm a little disorganized today. Well, every day. So, hey, if you know, anybody knows what model this Franklin Christoph is, let me know. Then I won't have to do research. Franklin Christoph. And it is a broad oblique. So a little bit thicker downstrokes. And I think what it does is it's more like, it just kind of gives your writing some flair. It doesn't feel weird or anything, but I can kind of see it in my writing. It does something a little bit different. I say that was Cool Green. Okay, there's that pen. I love Franklin Christoph pens anyway. Okay, let me let this dry, then I can show you the inks again, and I'll show you the pens again. So hang on a second, I'll be right back. Okay, we're pretty close. I think it's only the Inspired Blue is still wet. Everything else is pretty dry. So let me zoom in, and then I'll move these inks for you. Okay, so there is Andoryllium Motor City Emerald. If I hold it. No, I think I gotta leave it on my desk here. So you can see some shading in there. Too many things on my desk. Here is Motor City Crimson. That really has a lot of sheen in it, as you can tell. Here is, sorry to move this, but Purple Jazz, Robert Oster, Purple Jazz. And here is Motor Oil. And I'm sure, I don't know if you can see much of that, but it is kind of doing a little shading. It's kind of a neat color. There is Fire, and I love what that is doing. I'm gonna move my camera real quick. Not quickly, but you know what I mean. Here is Inspired Blue, so you can see that's got some shading as well. And then here is Diamine Cool Green. So I'm going to zoom back out, bring the pens back over so you can catch one more look at those beautiful, beautiful pens. And you'll see them again in the next video that I make. So here is the Michael's Fat Boy Demo Orange. Relic Pens Dual Dragon. What did I say this one is? I'm forgetting it already. The Good Blue. This is ink that leaked into the cap. So this is a pen I'm just going to have to play with more because I'm really unfamiliar with it. The Mondu Pioneer. That's black marble. This is the Mondu that I didn't know the name of, but I'm calling it the Skeleton. Here is my vintage pen, the Parker Jackknife Safety. I'm so excited about that pen. And then here is Franklin Christoph. I don't know what model, but it has the oblique nib in it. So that is my currently inked for October week 2, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I will be coming out with my reveal of what I purchased in Detroit, which, by the way, was just an awesome show. You guys have to get to a pen show if you can. It just is the best experience, just wonderful. So anyway, consider subscribing if you haven't and you're enjoying my content, and give me a thumbs up if you feel like it, and I'll catch you next time. Okay, bye-bye.